Hello again. It is my favorite time of the day, recording time. Today, I want to talk about something that I feel is important enough to talk about. That's, a lot of the black pill guys will only talk about looks in your face, and they might talk about your frame and your height. But they almost never talk about fashion. They say, oh, that's too red pill, oh, it doesn't really matter. Well, I think it does. And your scent, which I will talk about, some examples here. I feel as though they kind of push that away. They don't care. And I'm not like that. And I'm not saying that a lot of these black pillars will wear like rags, from like Django Unchained, but they have very little sense of fashion. Notably, clavicular, terrible fashion, terrible. Even I dress better than that guy, and I don't have a great store of clothes, and I dress better than him. And the scent thing, the cologne, they don't. I feel that they don't really care that much. But a good cologne is awesome. It's very cool. It stays around after you've left. It can. And, your sight is very important, but so is your sense of smell. So, if you don't smell fantastic, even though you look fantastic, it's a little odd. There's an imbalance, I feel. And it's not that difficult. Is this too bright? It's really not that difficult to really get this stuff down, and for extremely cheap. And I have two examples here, three technically, of some scents. And I want to pursue cologne and scent collecting more. So if you have any recommendations for me, share them, please. But also, if you would like to see some more dedicated content eventually, when I can come out with this stuff, like 15-minute videos, reviews, personal anecdotes of when I go out wearing it, those types of things. So, for one, this is my first. This is the greatest of all time. My hair's messed up, man. This is so peak, and it's so faint, and it's masculine. You have to get very close to smell it really well. Perfect for going in for a hug or a kiss. An intimate setting. This is just perfect. This is Mahogany Teakwood by Bath & Body Works. I think when I bought this, it was actually like $20-some, which is crazy. I bought it in the store though, so buy this online. I believe the packaging looks a little different. I believe there's a lot less gold here. This stuff is incredible. Let me read the notes. Mahogany, black teakwood, and lavender. This is, if you couldn't tell, this is scented lotion. So it's in your skin, pretty much. And it's a very good lotion, I might add. And it's a very good scent. But this stuff is just, it's so masculine. There's a little sweetness. I mean, you need to buy this right now for any intimate setting. Maybe you have trouble with, maybe you put too much, you put too much on, it's too engulfing, or you want something less. You want something that you can put on every day and it's not as expensive as putting on cologne. I gotta recommend this. I mean, this stuff is incredible. The very first time I wore this out, when I was 14, I got a compliment. And and I never get compliments, you know, as a guy, of course. And back then, I did not look the greatest. I was not very in shape, and I still got a compliment. I mean, it was incredible. First time I wore it. This was actually within like 30 minutes of going to school. I got a compliment. I mean, it was, what? Unheard of stuff. On that note, we have the cologne version. The same mahogany teak wood. Pretty much the same. There's a subtle sweetness, a very masculine. I love this. Again, stronger, of course. I'm actually wearing it right now. It's kind of pointless because it's 1:30 in the morning and I'm going nowhere. I'm not entirely sure on how long that lasts. I can do some testing. I will get back to you. If you leave a comment asking me, I'll put it on like tomorrow morning and I will reply to you. I don't have to make a whole video about it. I'll let you know. And this is all by Bath & Body Works. This bottle, I believe, I bought for $45 online. Buy these online on their website or on their page on Amazon. Whenever you're buying fragrances on Amazon, make sure it's on the company's page. It's very important. And I've shown these before, but I do like talking about them. This is Hues of Blue. It's a little cleaner. It still has that very masculine musk to it. I wouldn't consider this to be one of your fresh laundry soap kind of scents. I wouldn't consider it to be that. This, it reminds me of, you know, something that my dad would wear. There's a little freshness. It's a very professional and masculine, kind of commanding scent. You know, you wear this, you know, you can wear this to work. It's not as seductive as the mahogany teak wood. It's not something like Dior Sauvage. It's not as seductive, but it is very charming. It's a powerful scent. This one, I bought in the store. It was like upwards of $60, so don't buy them in the store. Unless, of course, you want to go and test them all out in person. And they have a decently extensive men's collection of probably 6 fragrances, I would say. Cologne fragrances. And they're quite good. And they're not very expensive at all. I personally would recommend those. Of course, my favorite of the two has to be mahogany teak wood and the lotion, the scented lotion. I personally, I have to shout out the guy who recommended this. This guy has been preaching this for years. I actually don't know if he still does. I know he used to. Rhino of the Love Live Serve YouTube channel, also known as Strawberry Park. Go subscribe to them. They're great. He recommends this. I mean, it was incredible. video, and a week later I bought this, and he was right. You know, he was right. He said the ladies will love this, and they did. And that compliment was by a girl, by the way. Did I mention that? Okay. So, incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. Incredible. Anyways, we're training abs today. A little briefly, maybe I'll do a little more. Maybe I won't just do one exercise. Maybe I'll do two. We'll see. Oh, I just noticed my LED lights were on. Okay. Let's step back there and, you know, we'll get to it. Voila. Okay. Check out the shirt. We got the Street Killer shirt on. Check out the back. I absolutely love this shirt. It's not mine. From a YouTuber merch. It's very comfortable. If it's decently athletic, I do have a small. I should probably wear that one for these videos. Decently athletic. I love this shirt. It's black. It's one of the few black shirts I have. Although I love wearing all black, I don't have many black shirts, which you might think is a little odd. As do I. With this, my chair. Okay, my office chair. You know, I moved and I had to get rid of my gaming chair. I loved that chair. I had it for probably 3 years and it was torn to shreds and in terrible condition, though I loved my gaming chair. And this chair, it doesn't have back of the head or support. I can't lean the chair back. I can't tilt it up and down. It's, you know, it's kind of broken. Or maybe I just don't know how to use it. But I did love my gaming chair. And it wasn't even like an expensive one. I mean, chairs are expensive, but this gaming chair was not. But I did love it. I love that gaming chair. My parents probably still have it. Well, not anymore. Okay, take note. This is what the abs look like now, okay? Let me get this set up, okay? I'll see you when I get this set up. And we can go into our crunches. Of course we're doing crunches. I feel as though in order to train abs, you have to do some sort of crunching motion. Crunches, oblique, crunches, you know. I don't think holding a plank is that good. That's just me. Anyways, enough yap, let me get this set up. Voila, okay. 3 sets of 20 each. That should get us to where we want to be. Okay, so let's get this started. No weight or nothing, just classic. That wasn't so bad. I still have 2 sets left in me. So, alrighty, here we go. You know, I used to not be the biggest fan of ab exercises. They're very uncomfortable, and to be honest, I still think that they are a little uncomfortable to do, but they've definitely grown on me in the past 2 months. I'm starting to like them, you know. Well, let's do them. Am I off center? Oh, jeez. Anyways. Okay, got it. We're good. Significantly more difficult. Oh, man. Well, that's okay. You know that song that goes, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. I forget what song it is. You know what I'm talking about. It's very similar to exercising. Only you can do the final set. Only I can complete this final set. So I will. A bit of motivation for you. Oh man, this is gonna be difficult, I feel. I believe that was 20. Go to 19. Anyways, okay, up here. So, I think I do want to do another exercise. But since I was kind of talking smack about planks, I'll do a plank and I'll see if I like it, you know. And I'll see if it really makes a difference. Give me 1 second. And in the meantime, since it's not, most of it isn't a very strenuous exercise, so I can talk a little. So, I'll get this camera set up. I'll see how I can even set it up. Take some of my water. I'll try to get into it as quick as I can. Okay, here we are, lying on the floor. For reference, you, dear viewer, only about 1 foot tall right now, but that's okay. As soon as it hits 19:30, I'm gonna start a plank for 1 minute. Okay, until 20 minutes and 30 seconds, we're gonna be holding this plank. In the meantime, I did want to briefly thank you guys for commenting on my videos. Last video did quite well. Last video was a blast to film too, because I didn't really do much, but thank you for showing your support. squeaking here. I should probably shut up. I saw a comment letting me know that you guys love me as much as I love you. And I wanted to say thank you for that. I appreciate it. Okay, we got about 10 more seconds. Okay. My thoughts, well, I literally just got up, okay? As soon as I paused, I stood up, extended my tripod, and I started filming. I didn't even fully put down my tripod when I started filming. And although I only did it for a minute, I understand the feeling is completely gone. Admittedly, I was getting a lot of tightness, muscle contractions up here, but it's gone now. I only did it for a minute. If you are a supporter of the plank, write your argument in the comments, and maybe I'll give it another go for longer. I could have gone for longer, of course. I wasn't talking, and if I didn't have a video to film. Oh, you would be up here. Now, look at the abs, and especially these bottom ones. I do believe when I'm not flexing, I think that they are coming in harder, especially, look at this side area here. Looks very good. I'm not flexing right now. I do believe the pump is making them look quite good. Okay, which means that is a successful exercise. I don't very much like this line right here. See this diagonal line right here? Not a big fan of it. Just feel here. I think if I made my abs larger, it would kind of cover up this, which isn't really a problem on this side. And it's likely just the lighting. It's making it look a little odd. But I do not like this line here. It almost looks like a scar over there from my hip. Scar on my hip. If you wanted to see that. Can you see it? Where is this thing right here? There you go, you can see it. Scar on my hip. If I haven't told this story before, I won't this episode. Ask me in the comments. Give me your best guess. And I will reply and tell you how I got it. It is not as interesting as you might think. It's really not. Although it's surprising. I don't scar very bad, as you could see how difficult it was for the camera to pick it up. But it has been there for a very long time. It's been there. I've had that scar longer than I haven't. Okay, it's not a new scar. Get it when I was probably 6 years old. So it's been a while, It's been a while, and it's still there. Of course, it was a lot bigger when I was 6 years old. It was decently scary. Not really scary, more of painful. Painful and scary. And that put into me, I was always scared of repeating this mistake again after this. So much so that even now, I try my very hardest to avoid this thing that likely caused this. Best guesses in the comments. And if you somehow guess it correctly, or maybe I've talked about it in a previous video, and you know it, and you put it in the comments, I will mention you in the next video, I guess, if you want to. If you want it to be. Okay, the Street Killer shirt is back on. We're looking professional again. Not really. Okay, we're back to it. Looking very, where's my pen at? Where's my pen at? We're looking very professional today. The pen, this does make me look very professional. My Walmart pen that I got when they opened the Walmart near me. It's not even a Walmart really. It's a Walmart, what do they call it? It's like a marketplace, I believe they call it, the Walmart marketplace. It's basically, it's 90% grocery store instead of like a third or even maybe a quarter sometimes. It's 90% grocery and deli and, you know, food. I've only been in there about 4 times, and I've only been in about 5 aisles. I didn't even know that they had like the deli and the place where, and the bakery, you know, where they make cakes and stuff, until about a week ago. Anyways, maybe I should get out more and talk to more huzz, but you know, we're not doing that. Although maybe I should. And this is a thing for me. I don't care for. I'm gonna place my words very carefully. I do not care for a relationship. I'm not gonna say I do not care for girls, because then that would either make me seem like a bad person or gay. Not that being gay is bad. That's why I differentiated the two. I'm not interested in this relationship. I don't really want that right now. I want a motorcycle, dude. I want a motorcycle and a crap ton of money right now. Which, you know, I understand. It does seem very juvenile of me, but really, you know, I just want a Gixxer 600. I just want a ZX6. That's all. That's it. You know, maybe I should be worried about getting a girlfriend at my age. Let me know. Feedback in the comments. I really wanted to talk about the the presentation and the scent and the very well dressed, the dressing that kind of accentuates your personality and those kind of things. Because again, a lot of black pillars will say, "Oh, that's red pill. Oh, it doesn't do anything." You know, oh, that's in the past. You know, which, yes, your face and your frame and your height make up for the largest piece of the pie. However, scent is awesome. You know, look at Jeremy Fragrance, who I've been watching more of recently. A good-looking dude, not the greatest looking dude, especially when you go by PSL. He has high appeal, not the greatest PSL, but he does dress incredibly well. That accentuates his personality, and his scent is, of course, on point. His name is Jeremy Fragrance. His scent is on point, obviously. And look at look at his videos. Go to Jeremy Fragrance. Go to his YouTube page, and go to his top videos. Scroll down and look how many girls he has in his videos. In what is, I'm assuming, is his house, recording a fragrance video. How many good-looking girls are in his house, doing what he says, you know. And yes, he's a very good-looking guy. I believe he's tall too. I think he's like 6'1", 6'2". His frame and muscularity, he's more muscular than me, but clearly he's not a bodybuilder. Which I love Jeremy Fragrance. We're just, you know, stating facts here. I do not think you can deny that having exceptional clothing and scent is incredibly important. And guys will take that and be like, oh yeah, I didn't say that it wasn't important. Well, battery. I swear it was at like 50% when I started recording. But for how easy it is, you cannot just, wish it away. You can't, you know, people say like, I think Clive was on a podcast recently of this really annoying old guy, and he was like, status and money are number one. And Clive was like, yes, those things are important, but they're not that important. And to him, I agree, yes, status is important, but for how difficult, you know how difficult it is to get status and a lot of money, so much money to where it'd be impressive to a girl. And by the way, the guy was like 50. If you don't have your bag by the time that you're 50, what are you doing? It takes so much more effort than getting, even if you have an extensive fragrance collection of a few $1,000s, bro, that's easy compared to getting 100,000 followers, getting that much status, appearing in a movie, getting that much status, getting a 30-foot yacht, really a boat at that point, a fishing boat. It's so much easy. It's so easy. Like the haircut thing, and I've talked about that before too. Dudes be like, oh, just get a haircut. Oh, it's not that simple. Well, you know what? For how easy it is, you need to do it. You need to. You cannot just, you know, you can't. You can't just wave it away. You can't. It's an unskippable step. You can't not do this. Anyways, hope you enjoyed today's video. I was very happy to talk about today's topics. It's been bugging me a little. You know, I need to get this off my chest, get this out there. Put a red heart in the comments if you made it this far. Any comments, questions, concerns, you know, let me know. Support, I love the support from my fans. And just know, I love my fans as much as my fans love me, and more, you know. Again, thank you for your comments, the love. It makes me feel a lot better, you know. It's awesome. I don't even know what I would be doing if I didn't have YouTube right now, you know. Again, for the final time, thank you for watching. I truly appreciate you. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe, hit the bell, hey, if you aren't a part of the channel, part of the greatness, why not join, I hope you enjoyed today's video as much as I did, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.